Yesterday, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein, who is still alive, issued a press release trying to say that the person in the email that has grabbed everyone's attention was not referring to Bill Clinton as Bubba. And this has just raised now even more questions. Let's get into it. Thanks for watching, and be sure to hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it with your friends, and check back for all the important news you need to hear about. Mark Epstein fanned the flames yesterday with his press release. He was trying to cool things down, but he made them much, much worse now and has raised even more questions about this entire situation. Now, I want to read the press release to you here so we have the full context. Here it is, a statement from Mark Epstein regarding Bubba reference in recently released emails. These were the emails released by the House Oversight Committee. In light of recent speculation surrounding the release of internal emails related to the Jeffrey Epstein case, Mark Epstein issues the following statement to clarify a point that has been misinterpreted in public discussion. Recently, emails from 2018 between my brother and me were made public. They were simply part of a humorous, private exchange between two brothers and were never meant for public release or to be interpreted as serious remarks. For the avoidance of doubt, the reference of Bubba in this correspondence is not in any way a reference to former President Bill Clinton. Any attempt to conflate that reference with President Clinton or to read sweeping implications into them misrepresents both the purpose and the tone of the original correspondence. I want to be absolutely clear on this point so that the public record is not distorted and so that speculation does not unfairly implicate people who are not actually being referenced in those communications. Mr. Epstein reiterates his interest in an accurate public record and a fact-based discussion of the circumstances surrounding his brother's death. Misinterpretations of formal language or nicknames in email correspondences only serve to distract from the serious questions that remain unanswered. The problem with this press release now is Mark Epstein has created more very serious questions that need to be answered. And we need all the questions answered. And honestly, this guy should be brought before the House Oversight Committee to testify under oath about all of this. Let's get him under oath saying that this was not a reference to Bill Clinton. Who was this a reference to? That's what we need to know. He didn't deny that the act in the email was performed. Didn't deny that at all. Didn't deny that Trump was involved in this. Just denying that the nickname was referencing Bill Clinton. He says it's not Bill Clinton, but offers no other alternative as to who it might be. So he is not being clear and concise as he tries to say he is. He's being more vague and more misleading. He has created even more doubt as to whether anything he says can be believed. There is also the fact that as of today, November 16th, neither Bill Clinton or President Trump have denied anything regarding this. They have not publicly commented on it. They have not denied it. Nothing from either camp. Both silent on this. And if he's not denying in his press release that the act of this happened by President Trump, whether it was to Bill Clinton or someone else, that doesn't make it any better. It makes it just as bad, maybe worse. I know it's more sensational if it is former President Bill Clinton, but who is this? Who is Bubba referring to? This is not going to stop until we get the answer to that. And we need answers to everything. We need, is this just another victim then? Is Bubba referring to a victim? That's what we need to know. That's very important. We have to protect the victims. They need justice. Is this another crime that's being referenced that they're just fleetingly joking about? As they do in dozens and dozens, countless emails. They joke about these things. I want to note too that there are lots of other messages, emails that were just released in just this batch. We don't know if this is the totality of them, but there are many times Bill Clinton is referenced as Bubba. They talk about Virginia Roberts, who is Virginia Giuffre, who has passed away, who committed suicide, being at 30,000 feet on the Epstein plane with Bubba, who we know they've been referring to as Clinton. I find that interesting because in a 2016 deposition, Virginia Giuffre specifically denied ever being on a plane with Clinton. Again, this just goes back that we need all of the Epstein files to paint the picture in full and know what exactly was going on and with who and when. There are other messages that contain Bubba being referenced as Bill Clinton. This one with Alan Dershowitz on the chain and someone referring to as Docky Walkie. I'm not sure who that is, but this one is from 2014 where whoever Docky Walkie is said, I have a feeling that if anyone really investigates the crop of liberal hypocrites in power today, they would find who were the real dirty old men of the party. Bubba Clinton is only the first to be exposed. Now, I read through much of this email chain, and this is when they were becoming nervous about Hillary Clinton running for president, and they were preparing to come up and present a lot of the dirt they had on the Clintons. So why wasn't all of this information released then? Well, probably because Trump joined the race and was leading in the Republican Party, and they didn't want to implicate him as well. Because remember, up to this point, they were all really good friends. And as these emails have proven, Epstein and Trump maintained a close relationship through at least 2017, which totally blows apart all of what we know are lies that Trump has said about his relationship with Epstein and himself. So guys, that's a whole nother story. So based on this information, you can see how the conclusion would be drawn that Bubba was referring to Bill Clinton. But Bubba can be anyone's nickname, we're not sure. So until we get clarification, which Mark Epstein did not provide, even though he said he wanted to provide that, he did not. He left it vague and left it open to mass speculation. So until we have a definitive answer from him where he talks about this under oath, the speculation will continue and people will believe still that it is Bill Clinton, even though he says that it is not. We need the truth. We need the files. We need everyone that's been revealed in these email chains to come and testify under oath so the American public can get answers and justice can be served to those who were involved in this terrible, terrible sex trafficking ring of children. Let me know if you agree and what your thoughts are on this in the comments. Like, share, spread the word, subscribe to me here, and I will see you back here for the 411.